Hey, my friend, I hope you're doing well during this time and you're staying safe and strong and taking care of yourself. Now, I have just released a brand new course, and that is Photoshop for English language learners. And the link to the course is right in the description below. Okay, I'm going to put it in the comment section as well so that you can click on it and you can have a closer look at it if you want. It's on sale now, so you can get it for the cheapest price if you get it in the next couple of days. Now you're about to see a promo video about the course, and then I'm going to actually give you a free sneak peek into the course itself. So I'm giving you a free lesson here, and that is on the most important tools in Photoshop. And if you like what you see here, then you can click the link in the description and get the entire course for an extremely good price. Get it while it lasts. All right, my friend, here you go. Welcome to Photoshop for English language learners, where you learn how to use Photoshop in the English language, and you will learn how to make fantastic images using Photoshop even as a beginner in Photoshop and as an intermediate level English language learner. Now, in each section of the course, I will show you step by step how to use Photoshop in the English language as I teach you the relevant vocabulary and language that you need to know to use Photoshop in the English language. I then test you on the language and then give you a project for Photoshop. Now, this is a project-based course so that you can learn how to use Photoshop and learn English at the same time. And you also get a free guide to all the English vocabulary that we use in this Photoshop course. In this course, you learn how to navigate Adobe Photoshop in the English language, create a canvas, use all of the tools in the toolbar, crop pictures, transform images, use layers effectively, create amazing text, use selection and masking, use filters, create pictures using cool techniques, understand and use all of the important and essential English vocabulary in Adobe Photoshop, and follow instructions in Adobe Photoshop in the English language. You also get a certificate that shows that you have completed this Photoshop CC course in the English language. Now, I'm a professional English language teacher, and I've taught all around the world, and now I have some of the highest rated English language courses on Udemy. So if you want to finally learn Photoshop and stop worrying about not being able to understand it, then please join me now and let's start creating. Alright, in this lesson, I'm going to teach you the most essential buttons in Photoshop, the most essential tools that you will be using. So, all of the tools that you will be using a lot, alright? And first, I want to point out that for each tool in Photoshop, you can go here on the toolbar, right? Or of course, you've got other things up here in the menu bar. But for many of the tools, there is a shortcut. Now, a shortcut is something that is a button you can press on the keyboard to go to the tool so that you don't have to come up over here and click over here. It's just nice and easy to click on the keyboard if you want to do that instead. So for example, with the move tool, it would be V, right? So click V on the keyboard and you've switched to the move tool, and we're on that already. With the elliptical marquee tool, which we're not going to talk about in this lecture, but we're going to get to later on, that would be M, all right? And you can see the shortcuts here if you just hover above each of the tools. And by the way, we'll get to this toolbar later on, but each of these tools have multiple tools inside them. So if I right click on the elliptical marquee tool, we have other tools in here as well. And you can see that not all of them have a shortcut, but some of them do. All right, so for this one, you've got 2. The eraser, there are different erasers here, and each of them have the same shortcut. But if you want to, it will automatically go back to what you selected before. All right, so the last time you used it. So if you used the eraser tool before, then if you click E on the keyboard, it will go automatically to the eraser tool. But if you use the magic eraser tool last, it will automatically go back to the magic eraser tool. If you want to change that, you do have to come over here. So those are shortcuts. And as you can see, I'm waving my mouse around the canvas right now. And this is what is called a cursor. So if I say the word cursor at any point in this course, not in this cursor, if I say the word cursor, then I'm talking about the mouse here, okay? And you can see it gets very big if you do that enough. Whoops, you don't want to do that. So now let's change the picture here, right? We're using Photoshop. Now let's make something so it's not just a white canvas we're looking at anymore, right? So you remember here, I said that we can open different files here. So we're going to open our first picture. Now, right now, though, well, before we get to that, we are on a .psd file, which means that it's a Photoshop project file. So it's not been turned into a picture yet. We haven't created any pictures. But if we open from our files here, we can see lots of .jpg files. And you might want to create a .png file or a .jpeg file, right? There are lots of picture files. But we have to create a picture first, right? So let's click on wood and open wood, right? So as you can see, this is a totally different tab here. So we still have this project over here, but on another tab here, we have wood. So however many pictures you open, if you open a JPG file, it's going to come up on a different tab here. We call these tabs. And you can have as many open as you want, but remember that if you have many of them open, it will probably slow down Photoshop and slow down your whole computer as well. So you don't want to have lots and lots and lots, especially if they are big files. So here we have a picture, and we might talk about this in this section, this layer. It's a background layer, but we're going to have a whole section on layers in the next section, so not too far off. So don't worry too much about that right now. But let's see if we can put this wood over here on this canvas, right? So what we need to do, all we need to do is drag this picture to this tab. So click on the left click on your mouse and don't let go. So hold down the mouse, hold down the left key and drag. So drag it over here. You're still holding your left key. And now you're on this tab and now you're dragging down over here and let go. And the picture should come up. There we go. But you see it's not in place. So we can drag it a little more. So hold down again, drag it, and there we go. It's just coming right into place. Perfect. Right now it's not going to be perfect like that every time, okay? Definitely not. But that's what we're going to work on now. So here you can see that we are on the move tool. So this is how the move tool works. This is how to use maybe the most used tool in Photoshop is the move tool. You're just moving things around, right? Now, of course, you can also copy and paste. So let me get rid of this now using this. And like I said, don't worry too much about what I'm doing here. I'll explain that later. But another way to do it is copy and paste. To copy and paste the picture here, you will need to unlock the background. So unlock if you're going to copy and paste. Click on it and you see I am going to press Command C on my Mac. For Windows, of course, use Control C. So copy and Command V or Control V, paste, and it's right in there. So that's another way of putting a new image into your project. So now that we have this on here, let's do a little bit more with it. Oh, by the way, this is the hand tool. So if you click on the hand tool, you can it doesn't work just like the move tool. The best way to show you how this hand tool works is to first zoom in. So you can zoom in pressing either Command plus or Control plus on Windows, right? You can also do it up here. Where is zoom up here? Zoom is on view, right? Zoom in and then zoom out. Now that means we go close up here. Look, watch this. All right, so there is the wood. And now I'm on the hand tool and I'm not moving the image around. I'm simply moving my view around. So I had to zoom in to show you that, because we were so far out before that it wouldn't have made any difference, right? But here, if you're working on something and you want a closer look, you can use the hand tool and you're not going to change anything, right? You're not going to move anything around. You're just looking around using the hand tool. So that's nice and safe. Now zoom out. Let's do it through this way this time. Zoom out. And there we go. And then the hand tool isn't doing anything anymore, right? So let's go back to that move tool. And now we're going to add another picture in. So open. And I want to show you a little bit about transforming, but we're going to look at transform a lot in the next lecture. So let's open, where is it? What am I looking for? House. So let's open house 1. All right, now let's again copy and paste, or let's move it actually. So now you can see this is the third tab. Move it up here, move it here, and okay, see now it doesn't fit in. So what we're going to do is we are going to transform it to scale. So to do that, to make it fit, edit, down here to transform, and then to scale. All right, so very important this. This is why I'm showing it to you in this lecture. And up here, we're up here, and with some versions, including my version of Photoshop, you have to click on Command and Shift in order to scale it to size. Some versions you don't need to do that anymore. You just drag the corner down and up in order to do it. But with my version, I'm going to click on Command and Shift and shrink it down to size. It does it automatically. All right, and now I'm going to move it. Click on move here. Oh, so now if I want to move it, it will ask me, do I want to apply the transformation? If I don't want to apply what I did, but I want to go to the move tool, I will click don't apply. If I want to apply it, I'll click apply. If I want to keep scaling it, I will click cancel. But we want to apply, so we're going to click yes, apply, and move it to the center. See, now it's just about in, and you can see these purple lines come up, and they are guides to show you how centered it is. All right, now if I want to save this picture, I will go up here, File, and then Save or Save As. Because we haven't saved it yet, it doesn't matter. But if you've saved it once already and you want to save it under a different name, a new version, then you would click Save As. But here we're just going to click Save, and we're going to click Project 1. Now see, this is .psd. Click Save and click OK. Now see, it's a .psd file now. So that's not a picture, that's just a project. To make it a picture, we're going to click over here, go to Export. Now you can export as JPG here, or a quick export as a PNG, but we want it as a JPG, right? So we're going to click Export As, and over here you can see that the format could be a PNG, but we wanted a JPG. So over here, JPG file, export all. That's all you need to do. You don't want to be changing things here now because you've already worked on it. Don't start changing these sizes. Export, and up here now it says your file name is project1.jpg. Save. Great. And now let's open this picture file, project 1. Now it's going to come up as a new tab. So now this is a whole picture, and the background now is this as a new picture. All right, I will see you in the next lecture.